Because Limerick are going to set out to make it a low-scoring, hard slog of a game.
That was the winning ideology for Cork.
No, I think it was a Saturday night and it was 10 or 11,000. It was a fairly good Cork crowd as well.
Shawnee Buckley, great legs, good hands. Can he finish? Oh, off the crossbar!
Like ever since they beat Cork, I think it was in 2003, they've always matched Cork and matched Kerry. You know, they've never been too far off it.
Getting inside John Galvin, Kavanagh taking the challenge to the Limerick man and scoring. Long ball required, Colm O'Neill called for it. He did this in Croke Park in the All-Ireland final, what a save!
We had the game well and truly in our grasp, and you know, we made one or two mistakes towards the finish, but again, you know, if you've taken those one or two mistakes out of it, we were fairly comprehensively in charge of that game.
We're into injury time. James Ryan lobs it in. There's a push. The referee has blown his whistle and he's given a penalty.
We probably took our foot off. There's no doubt we did take our foot off the pedal that day.
This has to go in for Limerick to have any chance. It's there. They're back in the match.
Cork with a bad kick out. Limerick got a smell that we're back in the game.
The kick out is not a good one. Right man, John Galvin. Limerick have to retain possession. They flick one through. It's Conor Fitzgerald. It's over the bar. Sensational.
Coming in at full time and to listen to that Limerick crowd, you know, they were really baiting, and you felt a sense of blood. They were looking for blood.
I had a feeling watching that they'll win this now. They're at home. They're in extra time. Cork mightn't have the stomach for this.
When the question was asked, there's no doubt that Cork put them away.
Extra time, you know, it certainly would have looked as if they had the initiative.
Counter-attack is looking good. This is Donegal O'Connor. Gets the movement, gets the chance, and the point.
We dug deep, we got out a result.
Patrick Kelly on the turn. He has yet to score in this match. This time, he doesn't miss. Here's Donegal O'Connor, putting it inside. Good ball. Kieran Sheehan hits it perfectly.
But I would say that the Cork management went away and feeling to themselves, well, at least they have a bit of backbone, this team.
The referee blows the full-time whistle.
When the gun was put to their head in extra time, they responded very positively.
And Cork have survived.
I remember meeting the Cork crowd after the match, and they were absolutely delighted. They were saying, this is it now, like, we're going to drive on from here. You know, it was almost like we proved to them, we proved our mettle. And I think it was a good win for us, to be fair.
Down were on full power, ready to rock. Kerry weren't. The game was over very, very quickly.
We had two tough games against Cork. We had a tough match against Limerick. I thought that the rest would do us good.
They arrived into this sort of nightmare in Croke Park, a team that weren't the slightest bit concerned about them.
But it was a Kerry team missing, Paul Galvin and Tomás O'Shea.
They were massive losses.
We knew everything we needed to know about their players. We knew who they were going to be missing.
But in saying that, you know, we went out that day against Down. I suppose we were quietly confident. But Down, I suppose, were coming under the radar.
It was a huge shock. Yeah, it was a huge shock. I didn't see that coming.
They got the goal straight away.
Mike McCarthy is it down towards Hall Quirk. And the down midfield is quite a strong combination. Ball inside. It's a chance for Poland. It's the back of the net.
And they were very good. I mean, they played really, really well and got great scores. And you remember the early goal they got, Poland, I think it was, roofed it very early on. And just like, come on, game is on now, we're taking it to you.
Kerry respond. It's 2 against 1 here. Right man, right place. Gooch to Donaghy. Brilliant save by Brendan McVeigh.
Yeah, I do think we caught them a wee bit on the hop. With such a short space of time between the games, there's very little preparation they could do to find out information about us, so that helped us as well.
Almost 12 minutes since Kerry scored. It's dropping in. Dan Gordon knocks it away. There's a chance here. Back out, right man. Flicks it inside to Donaghy. Chance of a goal. Brilliant save.
Down had a few games that I played and it probably suited them on the day. But going into that game, I would have been happy with Kerry's preparation.
The penalty near the end and a couple of consolation scores made the scoreboard look a lot kinder to Kerry than the game was.
Floating one in towards Kieran Donaghy. A penalty to Kerry. Horn, and it's a consolation prize.
And there was a huge controversy in that match as well.
Trouble looming for Down. It's the Gooch. It's Cullen. It's Donegal Walsh. It's Killian Young. It's the back of the net. But the referee has blown his whistle.
Again, look, these are the decisions that go against you. Killian got the goal. We felt it was a good goal.
Kerry players are protesting.
Kerry were deservedly beaten.
They were back in the game if they got that goal.
But Joe McQuillan's whistle did sound, and he's indicating that it was a foul pass.
Kerry were outraged. Jack O'Connor went nuts over that decision.
Kerry people to this day will certainly wonder why Joe McQuillan became the first referee in 3 months to reintroduce the old interpretation of the hand pass.
That was a critical call. I mean, I prophesied that when that rule was brought in, that someday it would cost the team big time. I'm not saying it cost us a game, but it was a crucial call at the time. And just desperately disappointing because we'd fought our way back into the game.
If that goal had gone in, we possibly could have got something out of the game.
It's Downstay in Croke Park.
Down were the better team, they were the hungrier team, and they played lovely. I had played some lovely football.
I'm sure if we were to play Kerry a week, 7 days later, you might find them with a different mental attitude.
Any year, as you know, Kerry have very high standards, and any year Kerry don't win the All-Ireland, it's not considered a success. So I suppose if you look back in last year, we got as far as a quarter-final. It wasn't a success.
We were just delighted to be in an All-Ireland semi-final.
Kerry weren't good enough to win the All-Ireland, and that's the way it was, and we'll deal with that, you know, and try and come back next year and move on.
Great match. Yeah, very enjoyable match. Great result for Dublin.
Tyrone weren't able to get scores that we would normally associate that team with.
They were crucial moments because Tyrone had plenty of ball and they had plenty of chances and plenty of opportunities.
I'd have to say that, you know, we were our own worst enemy on the day. I think we played a lot of good football and we had so much possession, we had so many scoring opportunities, and really our finishing let us down.
Good play by Mulligan, beyond O'Neill. Oh, he was in between two minds there.
And in the end, that's what cost them. I mean, they put themselves into a position to win the Dublin game, but they just didn't have the forwards.
Kavanagh on his left to try and tie up the match, and it's gone left.
Great game of football, full of passion, full of fire, full of everything that's good about Gaelic football. I really enjoyed that game.
I never enjoyed a match in my life as good.
And this was the first ever time that they had a plan to stop Bernard Brogan, and he single-handedly, particularly in the second half, beat Tyrone. Fabulous display. And, you know, that one in the player of the year, just that performance alone.
Huge run down towards Brogan. They've isolated Brogan, and Joe McMahon might have been denied a goal earlier on, and this time he's just as content to take a point. But it's 9 points now for Bernard Brogan.
Dublin were full value for the win. I thought they played excellently. It was great discipline. And psychologically, it's a huge boost for them because they've suffered so much at the hands of Tyrone.
That they showed that, you have to have certain methods to beat different teams.
Well, vindicated to the degree that they won the match, you might say they were.
I have to say, I've seen some unbelievable ricochets off posts in my time, but not anything like the one that landed into the big Dublin full forward's arms for the goal.
Broken down by Brogan as far as Paul Flynn, and Flynn outside of the, but it comes down to O'Gara. He's kicked another one.
I don't think Dublin played a lot better than us on the day. In fact, with 65 minutes gone was anybody's game. The ball off the post, it came back to their man for goal. The one Irish came off the crossbar, turned to nothing.
McGuigan here to burst his way through.
Martin Penrose was straight through for a goal and a whistle in the crowd. Perfectly timed, stopped him going for that ball.
They can't stop him. Penrose! Oh, strikes the crossbar. Kavanagh blocked down by Barry Cahill.
Tyrone are probably the most organised, or well-organised team of the last 10 years and stuff. Mickey Hart's an unbelievable manager and stuff, and to beat him at his own game nearly, you know, I'd say was huge for Pat and it was huge for the team to see that we are going the right direction. And like I'd say, we'll be taking a lot of ideas from that going into next year.
And Dublin eliminate Tyrone from the championship.
Ultimately, Pat Gilroy wants results, and whatever he needs to do to get that within the rules of the game, then I'm sure he ought to be about that.
It was an all-round brilliant team performance by Dublin.
The players put a huge amount into it. I think they were an improving side. I think we would have got better as the year went on, but we'll never know that now.
These lads who delivered in the past are more or less gone past their sell-by date, and that's what's showing. It's loyalty and blind loyalty.
I don't agree with that at all. I think that's a very cheap shot to point out somebody's age.
You don't suddenly become good again at 31 or 32 or 33 when you have 10 or 12 years of championship football under your belt. It doesn't happen.
So if an older player has a poor performance by his own standards, why not just let it be that he had a bit of an off day? Why attribute it to his age? I just wouldn't quite agree with Pat, as I don't with many things that he says.
After losing ourselves early in the year, we couldn't underestimate anyone, and like they were their own provincial champions. Like,
are they a top 8 team in the country? No, but they'd won the Connacht deservedly. They were in the quarter-finals. They were an average team.
At the end of the day, when you get to Croke Park, you know, they're going to be lifted by playing in Croke Park as well as provincial champions. I remember they had a big crowd, and I don't think it was that soft a draw. Like, you're not going to get any soft draws. Like,
you know, Cork won in the second half because they decided we'll stop being negative, we'll stop being defensive, we'll stop having our half-forward line back into defence, and we'll say we'll put our half-forward line up as forwards and we'll just take on Roscommon. And in a few minutes in the second half, the game was over. It's a contest, full stop.
Well dispossessed. Alan O'Connor, Pierce O'Neill, it's 3 against 1. This must be a goal. Cork can look forward to an All-Ireland semi-final.
It was a good game of football. It started well. You said you thought Meath would win it.
We played the first half, you know, I thought we played some great football, some of the best football we played all year for about 10 or 15 minutes there. The 2 goals just before half-time absolutely knocked us off nervous.
Down towards James Kavanagh. Oh, lovely solo. Brilliant goal. James Kavanagh with his 6th ever. Oh, here's the chance. It's O'Neill. And it's helped in by Alan Smith.
We see ourselves as, you know, a team that should be pushing for All Irelands every year, and it was just unfortunate the way, you know, Galway, you know, that was quite well in the end, and, you know, we were disappointed the way it finished up.
definitely was, I think, the best atmosphere we've all played in.
It was just electric.
Well, it was a brilliant day's entertainment, and, you know, for an outsider, it was just terrific.
You know, there's no doubt about it when the Dubs are involved. There's something special.
We went for an extra long play right in front of the hill, and the noise just for that 5-minute parade was just unbelievable. Like, the place was almost rocking. Like,
everyone was just off their seats and just roaring. You couldn't hear yourself think.
Bristling atmosphere around Croke Park.
There's no other coliseum in the world that would give that, you know, and that's what we all play football for, and that's the days that we all live and dream about.
At the end of the day, it's their home pitch as well, like, so it's almost like a 16th man for them.
We were being written off nearly from the start of the year and stuff, and that's great as a player. Like, it's always great to be an underdog.
Again, it's McMahon trying to get to him. Kerrigan drilling it in. Oh, and Cluxton thought that was going wide.
You put arguably the weakest Cork defender on the best forwards in Ireland in last year's championship.
Ball came and I made a half run for it, and say Ray came with me and tried to play in front. Just took a few steps back, and just kind of caught it nicely on a turn as well, so I didn't lose much ground. And Ray wasn't going to catch me there, and I just took a swing at it, and thank God I just nestled into the corner.
Niall Corkery, brilliant ball in, he's got away, goal chance! Goal for Bernard Brogan!
Everybody in the ground was wondering, gee, Cork are gone.
They play a game with a severe intensity, like, and we knew that they couldn't keep it up for very long. Like,
Cork were the panto villains that day. They sort of tapped them on the shoulder and said, not so fast now.
You know, if you continue to keep going, you will eventually break down, and I think, you know, that's what worked for us in the finish, that eventually the gaps started to come, and, you know, maybe 1 or 2 cracks started to appear.
To me, Cork had no idea of how to get through. They didn't appear to me as if they were going to be able to score 4 or 5 points, and they needed to get a goal from somewhere, and they got the goal.